Hello, welcome Virgo. This is Renata. Let's do a reading for your week ahead. So let's start off with this tarot deck to see what is the general topic of the reading. Okay, we have isolation and fulfillment in the reverse. Okay, Virgo. You may feel isolated, and at this time, I feel like you might. This is very Saturnian energy. So isolation is Saturn in Virgo actually, and Saturn in Sagittarius is what should be reversed. So I feel like at this time you might isolate yourself because you feel there is something that you need to fix, or you need to actually fix something within yourself. Virgo is can be very critical, and right now we are in Virgo season, so happy birthday. And I feel like Virgo can isolate himself because he needs to get better, right? And these cards are, I feel, are telling me that you will find fulfillment when you take seriously what it is that your mission. So there is kind of a crisis of meaning with this card in the reverse, and I feel like you need to take it seriously. What is the meaning of whatever you're doing at this time? And if you do this, and instead of being hypercritical of what you're doing, you just try to follow the train of things that you need to do in order to get out of this isolation. Perhaps it's not isolation, but it's more like being this can be paralysis for analysis, right? So if you take seriously this direction that you have, what is actually driving this work that you're doing, because Virgo can get sticky, it can get a bit stuck in the working, always working, but you also need a direction to your work. And I feel like this is what's kind of in a crisis perhaps right now. What is the actual reason you're doing the work that you're doing, Virgo? I feel like you really should get in touch with that, and then fulfillment will come. And with fulfillment, you won't feel isolated, or you won't be in this need. You won't be needing to isolate yourself, because I feel that many times we need this isolation in order to get back to ourselves and actually find our direction. So perhaps this is a moment to reflect. Also, Virgo time can be a moment to reflect and really try to understand and what our routines are doing to our long time goals, if they're working or not, if we can fix things and start new habits, perhaps, and change old ones. All of these things are Virgo energy things. And yeah, just don't feel bad because of this isolation if you are actually feeling isolated, or if you're just feeling stuck in the work that you're doing and feeling like there's no growth. Perhaps growth is going to come so far as you are connected to what is the meaning of what you're doing with Sagittarius. Okay, so Sagittarius is the arrow that gives meaning, gives life meaning. So yeah, there is fortune coming if you do this, okay? Because what Sagittarius does, what this Jupiter does, is it gives us meaning, so it allows us to fly over the hard work, not avoid it, but just it just flows so much better because you know where you're going. So it's not so it's not so harsh, it's not so hard. It doesn't feel like a burden. It just feels like, okay, I need to do this in order to get there, and it has a meaning. So great. And now it has a meaning, so I love to work if it has a meaning. So long as it has a meaning what I'm doing, I'm gonna love my job. Okay, Virgo, what else do we have for you? For Virgo, please, 3 cards for this week. Okay. Okay, eight of swords, 2 of swords, and the magician. Good. We have the moon at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so Virgo, you are in this energy of being stuck, this is kind of thinking you are stuck, okay? This card is, it's about feeling you are worse off than you really are. So you're not really in jail, but you may feel like you are like stuck in a position where you feel there's not much allowance for movement or for growth, right? It feels like you don't know what path to follow at this time, and you might be feeling overwhelmed and like there's no way out, and this can also be a bit of victim mentality. So it is important that you try to recognize this and that you have the key to your way out is in what gives meaning to your work. I think you need to really focus on this. What is it that you really want? You can achieve it. I mean, Virgo can achieve anything. Virgo is the key to achieving anything. It's the hard work. It's the being consistent. It's the being critical of your own work so that you can get better at it, okay? And on the way to where you want to get, you get better, and that's how you get there. So this energy, you might be feeling like this because of the full moon we had a few days ago, the eclipse. It's been loaded energy and Pisces, so it's in the side opposite to you. So depending on where you have your sun, it might have been very loaded energy. But all full moons serve us to really realize things, to really open our eyes. And you have the moon on the bottom of the deck, so there is something that you're starting to see, okay? And this comes from very deep emotions and feeling like you are unfulfilled. Why is that? Because this is a crisis of meaning. You don't know if what you're doing is actually what you should be doing. You don't know, okay? 2 of swords. You don't know. You feel stuck. You feel like there's no way out. Of course there is a way out. Look what we have here. You have the magician, okay? So this is the solution. Virgo, this means that you are going to be able to turn this energy around. You're going to be able to really get out of this victim mentality or this stuck energy or this overthinking on the bad things. This can happen to Virgo a lot because you focus a lot on one specific thing. So Sagittarius is all about the big picture. So you need to zoom out and try to find the meaning. What is the meaning of the thing that I'm doing? This is Sagittarius, and this is how you find fulfillment. So this kind came in the reverse. You need to turn it upside down, upright, in the upright, so that you get fulfillment. You get fulfillment through finding meaning in your work, Virgo. It's very important for you, for all of us, but for you specifically, especially, okay? And you have the magician, which means that you are going to be able to do this. You're going to be able, with consciousness of your emotions, the moon, because we had the full moon like 3 days ago. This probably caused an overwhelming feeling in you that make you realize, okay, I do need to change something, even if it's just a tiny thing. But I think that you are going to be able to know what it is the thing once you zoom out. Because when you zoom out, you're going to be able to see the whole picture, okay? And you're going to be able to find what is important in what you're doing, and perhaps what it is important that you change, okay? The magician, you can change things. You can turn something bad into something good. You're an alchemist, a magician, somebody smart, somebody who can deal with all kinds of energy, somebody who knows that this is a lie. You are not in jail. You are not restricted. You just think you are. These are swords, so it's mental energy. Ideas are ideas, and they're very useful, but they're not all we have. Okay, you are ruled by Mercury. This is ideas, but right now you're feeling the moon. The moon is emotions. You need to be able to manage all kinds of energy, not just ideas. You need to be able to manage your emotions and also your fire, your passion. So this is Sagittarius, being able to, what is that inspires your passion? It's finding meaning, okay? So zoom out, then you will be able to think better with your mind too. This is not saying the mind is not useful, but the mind alone, so only Mercury, is driving you nuts, okay? This is all sorts energy. This is very mental. You are a lot in your head. Mercury, you are ruled by Mercury, Virgo. Okay, it's fine, it's good, you're intelligent, but it's not enough, because you need the 4 elements, okay? And you are going to realize this. Meditate, and find joy, find fulfillment. Don't isolate yourself. Have fun. Perhaps you need a few days of just having fun with your wife, your kids, your friends. And then that will allow you to just see the big picture. That will allow you to be reflected in those people, and they will tell you, oh, why don't you do this? You're so good at this. And you're gonna say, oh yes, how didn't I think about that? Because you're in this jail of your own making. Virgo, great reading. You're gonna get out of this. We have the magician here. You are the magician. One card for Virgo, please. One card for Virgo, please. One card for Virgo. One card for Virgo. Okay, this one. Akasha, God is guiding you. Of course. This is God guiding you. Who is this? Sagittarius. Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is God, basically, is the beneficiary, right? The benefactor. God is guiding you. This is just a phase so that you can better learn how to manage your emotions. We're constantly going through patches like that. Because we need to learn how to manage our emotions better. No one told us how to do this. And actually, every time that we get into this energy and we get out of it, we go to the other side, which is the magician. We learn so much, okay? So perhaps you were not able to be the magician before, not in this kind of situation, but now you're stepping ahead, okay? And you are going to find fulfillment so long as you get in touch with God, with what is the true meaning, what does it all make sense, okay, Virgo? I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time.